In this video, me and my film crew roleplayed a murder mystery. To keep things fair, the killer kept the murders private, so even the film crew had no idea who the killer was until the end. I hope you enjoy. Tanglepaw's maw drew back in a yawn. She was fixed outside the apprentice den, waiting. The Black Tom glanced out of the apprentice den, wondering what he and his mentor would do that day. She had a skip in her step. She chirped, "Oh, Tanglepaw!" Her ears dropped. "Yes, Prism Hollow?" She appeared annoyed, but honestly didn't mind.
He peered down and watched the two, saying nothing. Just watching.
He blinked at the two before padding off. He ought to find his own mentor. Hey, what's with the tone? You ready? We're gonna do lots of training. Yeah, she nodded, trying to hype herself up. Just getting used to the new schedule. I know, I hate it too. She sloshed with a quick whine. But let's not waste the day. She flicked her tail to Tanglepaw to follow. So, what today? He squeaked. She pondered for a moment. Since Leafbear is still a thing, I think we can practice our scents. We're gonna hunt today, she confirmed, mostly for herself. Okay, so no fishing? He followed. I mean, you really want that icy cold water? She nudged the apprentice jokingly. Fish gonna fish, they piped. We still hunt anyway, but it's fine. We can get frogs or something. It's fine. Come on, use that sniffer of yours. She pumped the critter up. They rolled their eyes and lowered their posture, tasting the air. Squir, he piped through the dense fur of the animal. She sat closely behind him to do her thing. She smiled, seeing they got something. That's great. It looks pretty big. Good. Yeah, it purred. Can I take it back to camp? They meowed. It was heavy on their neck. Yeah, I guess since I know you're still a small little guy, she teased lightheartedly. Purring again, they hopped on their paws back towards the camp. Tanglepaw's eyes squinted. What? Why is everyone... They then saw the body. Her eyes widened at the sight. She stepped forward. Oh.
Her eyes landed on the body as others surrounded it. Her eyes lingered till they landed on Tanglepaw. Oh, my sweet honeydew.
What happened? She frowned. What happened to Rhyme Mask? She looked back at Tanglepaw and at Kestrel Dawn. When did this happen?
Rymask is in StarClan now. It seems it's okay, my sweet honeydew. I don't know what happened. It just showed up recently.
She swallowed dryly. Was it a fox or Wind Clan?
We would have to check with Wildstorm for specifics, but that shouldn't concern you. You're an apprentice. If you truly want to, we could get clarity on this.
She thought for a moment and huffed out her words. It's probably best for you to not think about it. She grasped her tail to the small cat and dipped her head at Kestrel Dawn to dismiss herself. Of course it concerns me. I live in this forest. If something out there killed a cat, I need to know so I can watch out for it, she huffed.
Right, of course. You have that bright mind like your father. Alright, let's go check. I'll have somebody handle the stray kids for a bit.
Tanglepaw looked at Rhyme Mask's soaked fur. No sign of struggle or even wounds. What happened? The lavender that decorated Rhyme Mask's damp fur was sweet, almost distracting from the horrific scene. You'd best not linger in here for too long. It's not a nice sight. Tanglepaw had seen enough. This cat drowned.
She shook for a second, looking at the corpse. Everything in her body was telling her to get Tanglepaw away from the sight of the dead.
I guess I can't avoid the water, she muttered, turning. Tanglepaw played with the moss beneath her paws, tearing at it with her claws to ease the stress. Something was weird. How did a River Clan cat drown? Seriously? Drowning? Maybe some kind of freak accident? Maybe they got stuck under the ice. The cold water was enough to shock a cat, too. He just didn't want to believe the water was truly that dangerous. Oh well. Tanglepaw rose from the nest, curious to find Prism hadn't woken them up for training. It was well after dawn now. Kestrel Dawn! He called out to his mother.
Speaking of, hello, my little honeydew. How did you sleep?
He looked sad, but when Tanglepaw was mentioned, he perked up. Tanglepaw! Hi! Good, he purred, nodding to Starling Kit. Prism Hollow was in a camp, probably on the dawn patrol or something. I'm finding something to do.
Oh, that's nice. Well, you can hang out with your good old mother all you want. Oh, well, it would be nice to have you in the nursery again.
Starling Kit happily kneaded the bedding under his paws. Do you want to play clans with me and Viper Kit? Or maybe Tanglepaw could take us swimming. I mean, there's open nests, she half-joked. No, I don't think swimming is a good idea. It's far too cold. She avoided mentioning the recent water caused to death. We can play, though. Starling Kit didn't look ready to give up on swimming, but his energy was satiated with the promise of play. Yay! Viper Kit, wake up! I'm awake now. She waved at the air with her paw as her face hit against the bedding.
How's your training been? Has your mentor been kind to you, my dear?
They wadded up a moss ball from the nearby nest, tossing it outside the den so him and his mother could talk. Fetch! He piped to the kits. The magic word. Starling Kit bolted after the moss ball like a true hunter. Mine! Training is good, she nodded as she spoke. Not much to say, just hunting and fighting. It's all good work, though.
That's good to hear. You truly do have a knack for the kits still. You know, it's always okay to not be a warrior. Plenty of jobs that aid the clan in other than your claws.
Like a medicine cat? Or a queen, like you? She wasn't super fond of the idea of having kits. Being a warrior seemed far more fun.
Either or. It's always a choice. Besides, you are something special, my dear honeydew. Don't forget that, she purred.
Of course, she sighed. Did Kestrel Dawn actually want her to change?
But the sound of Cat's yells twisted her ear as she sat up.
Oh, Star Clan, he yipped. He looked at Silvertrot, their pelt torn and covered in moss. She crawled away from the body, not saying anything more, moss in her paw pads. Tangle, she stammered her words. I'm sorry I didn't get you earlier. I got caught up with the patrols. Her voice quickened. And now this. You can't be seeing this. Tanglepaw huffed. Their training interrupted, and the cat was dead. She flicked the water off her ears and pattered away, sitting on the other side of camp.
He lurked quietly as he padded across the clearing.
Tanglepaw didn't think too much about the X-Loner passing. That was until it saw scattered bits of moss in the trail that he'd walked. That wasn't there before. If Prism Hollow found the body, why were Friction's paws tracking moss? He had to see for himself. Using their nose to trace the bitter scent of blood, they'd easily found where Silvertrot's body had been discovered. As suspected, the area was covered in moss. The dirt had been kicked up by some kind of fight. There was loose silver fur on the ground and scoops of moss misplaced and torn. This one couldn't be an accident. Tanglepaw had some investigating to do. Tanglepaw's eyes fixed on the dark tom.
He looked to the apprentice. A brief side-eye, and then looked forward once more.
She nonchalantly looked over at the tom's paws, still holding traces of moss. Why do you always sit so far away from the clearing?
He took a moment, then sighed as he spoke. To avoid questions from apprentices like you.
Well, now you've only made me more curious. They tilted their head. If you're avoiding questions, you must have something to hide.
Something to hide? We all have something to hide. Some are simply better at it than others.
Yeah, she'd pry. Like? She scooted over. What's your secret?
He'd sigh. What exactly do you hope to achieve by pestering me? He scooted away.
Answers to the questions you don't want dumb apprentices to ask. He wiped her face.
Well, when you stop being dumb, come find me. Or actually, don't. He'd pat off.
Still no answers. Maybe I should hunt. Their bad attitude was slightly wavered by catching the trout. Hi, it squeaked. I caught a trout just outside camp. I swear I didn't go far. Hey, Tangle. She had her head lowered, seemingly abnormally tired. I'm sorry for making you wait long for our training. She looked down at the ground. She couldn't look at them. Hey, it's okay. I stepped forward. I get it. I'll always be here to train with you. I wouldn't want that since, you gotta be a warrior, right? Her posture lifted a bit. Kestrel Dawn wishes I'd stayed in the nursery to keep her company. She chuckled a bit. But this'll do. If you say so, she chimed. She dipped her head to dismiss herself, slipping on the leftover moss on her paws. Tanglepaw watched her pat off, only realizing the mossy paws now. Huh. Tanglepaw woke, bothered by the sunlight licking into the den. It was just now dawn. They might actually be able to join a patrol. Morning, he said, dipping his head. Tanglepaw blinked as the warrior walked away. Gather for patrols, I'd meow. Scatterbrain, you will lead the border patrol. Bring Tanglepaw, Blackpond, and Crystal Storm. You will be checking Sunning Rocks. Borders dismissed. Tanglepaw looked around. Didn't see friction anywhere. She nodded, heading off to await her clanmates. Crystal Storm huffed and got to his paws, waiting for Scatterbrain to lead the way. He returned with a smile. We all ready here? She tilted her head as she got up. Mm-hmm. She lifted her head to sniff around. We can start here and go around to Sunning Rocks, she stated firmly. Tanglepaw nodded, confidently leading the way. The sun is nice. Tanglepaw's whiskers twitched. They clawed at the ground, marking the border with their scent. Well, the apprentice wasn't wrong. Crystal Storm blinked towards the sky. The sun was nice. Having the apprentice lead the patrol was honestly kind of adorable for the Black Cheek Cat. She couldn't help but smile at the sight. She nodded, but we shouldn't get too into it right now. Let's hurry this up to enjoy it. Fine. I saw a white shape. Is that a ThunderClan cat? She squinted. She narrowed her eyes, her teal eyes siding the white shape Tanglepaw was looking at. He would have to clean himself when they're done. Huh. Crystal Storm followed Tanglepaw's gaze. She squinted. Was it a cat? I think so. She curled a bit. The pelt seemed familiar. That's... She flinched. Ginger Snap! Tanglepaw tried to nudge the Tong, but it was clear there was no life left in him. His head was bludgeoned. He was wet, too. His body had washed up on this side of the border. Okay, if anyone says these are a coincidence now... He trailed off. Maybe he was just slowly losing it. Oh, StarClan. She shifted closer to the body. We should get back to camp, he stammered, starting to feel unsafe. Crystal Storm nodded his head slowly, lost in his thoughts. Want me to carry her? Please. He'd nod, lifting the he-cat on his back with a huff. Let's go. Tanglepaw looked up and saw Casrodon, darting over and throwing himself at her front, nearly sobbing.
He embraced her kit instantly, seeing how shaken he was. Tangle, are you alright? What happened? Are you hurt?
I'm fine. He shook. Ginger Snap, his head... StarClan is... He wavered. He was trying to recall the traumatic experience desperately, but it escaped his mind.
She pushed his head into her fur softly. It's okay. Calm down. You're safe now.
The clan is in danger, she sobbed.
Then you shouldn't put yourself in that danger, she winced.
She grew frustrated. Instead of wanting to rid the clan of the danger, Casrodon wanted Tanglepaw to give up being a warrior, but she said nothing. He eventually pulled away, giving Casrodon a look on the shoulder. Something had to be done. You. I know what you did.
What did I do exactly?
You killed them! Rhyme Mask, Silver Trout, now Ginger Snap! She yelled. You did it, and I'm going to tell everyone! You thought you were clever, they continued. But I figured it out. You had moss on your paws, and Silver Trout died by the riverbed, where moss is! And you didn't go on patrols this morning, and Ginger Snap was found dead.
Oh my StarClan, you are dumb. I had moss on my paws because I tried to stop the bleeding before Silver Trout died. And I didn't go on patrol the next day because... because... He trailed off. Listen, I don't expect you to know what it feels like to lose someone you cared about, but I do. Silver Trout meant the world to me, and I tried to save her. I threw moss all over her, praying something would hold. But nothing did.
She stared, shocked. It felt like days passed before she spoke, but it was only a moment. I'm so sorry.
Well, that's a start, he'd pat off.
Tanglepaw felt sorrow swell in his chest. His only options were Prism Hollow and friction. And if it wasn't friction... She swallowed dryly. Tanglepaw sat in the nest, horrified for tomorrow. What if he went on patrol and found another body? What if he didn't, but another body was still found? He put his head down and blocked out the noise. She scurried to the apprentice's den, losing breath almost. She nudged Tanglepaw awake, pointing her maw towards the clearing. He barely woke up enough to hear the yowling from across camp. Darkpaw and... He squinted to the bundles of fur. Oh no. Starling kit. They killed a kit. Tanglepaw stepped back. They're killing kits now. Apprentices weren't safe. He wasn't safe.
She was shaking, her mind racing. She stood to go away from the awful scene and just to see Tangle.
Tanglepaw stared at his mother with wide eyes. Starling kit was one of the kits she'd been taking care of. Prism Hollow. She looked at the bodies, her face now blank, but her body frozen. She looked back at Tanglepaw, her maw clamped shut.
She couldn't muster a word. Tears fell like a waterfall.
Can we leave camp? Please. It pained him to see his mother like this. She didn't say much more. She just walked, assuming it would follow. Tanglepaw looked up at his mentor, expecting some kind of comfort or affirmation, but it got nothing. Prism Hollow, he croaked. Her eyes didn't leave the water. Her breathing was silent, her face like stone. She didn't have much to say, but sit there. Did you... Her ears swiveled back to a pen. What? Her posture was now upright. You had moss on your paws. You've been quiet, distant. You were so happy before... Prism Hollow, what did you do? What are you talking about? Her voice stammered before quickly getting louder. She stood up with her chest high. The deaths, Prism Hollow! The fear quickly turned to anger. Cats are scared to leave their dens. Kids are dying! How am I supposed to stop them? She yowled louder than she thought. I couldn't do anything! Her muzzle scrunched as her tail whipped around. Not a single cat has tried to figure this out. Has even tried to solve this. I don't even know. It could be any cat. It could be... He heard a loud thud. He glanced back at Prism silently, afraid to move. Her movement stopped. Stay behind me.
Her tail lashed. Blood dripped from her maw. Her eyes, ice-cold stare without any mercy. Not an ounce.
Tanglepaw's instinct was not to be afraid of his mother. He patted forward, afraid of the sight, but not her. Mom?
She kicked aside without a second thought and turned. Her eyes flickered. Honeydew.
She stumbled towards Tangle. Wait, Kestrel?
Yet returned without a second thought. You shouldn't have kept digging around. You were not meant to see this.
Is that friction? He stepped forward again.
You should have listened to your dear old mother, my dear. I only wanted to keep you from leaving me.
Why would I ever leave you? He cried.
You always leave, just like your father. He tried to run, so I made sure he couldn't. Not anymore.
Red Feather? She croaked. She never met her father. Please, don't kill any more cats.
I wish I could. I loved you, even with your pleas. And yet, I still feel nothing. She lifted up her claw with a mad look in her eye, about to strike them.
She stepped closer to Tangle. It wasn't safe. What are you doing? Kestrel! Tanglepaw let out a squeal, darting away from the two.
Her head hit the rocky shore. Everything went black before she got a chance.
She got back up, dizzy now, swaying. She chuckled. Are you okay? She looked back at Tangle, tears running down her face. He looked horrified. She got up, stumbling. I'm so sorry, Tangle. She walked towards the apprentice before falling again. Whoa. He swallowed, glancing over Prism Hollow to see the state of his mother, still breathing. Go get help, she said softly, smiling. I'll talk to you when you're ready. She sat, still very dizzy. She ran. Kesserdon. Killed Friction. She killed all of them, she wheezed. Prism Hollow attacked her. They're by the stream. They need help. Kesserdon? Her ear shot up. A queen. Killed a kit. Killed everyone. Pilgard didn't hesitate to ask more, dashing off. Her head was banging. Ugh. The more cat seemed to not help. Tanglepaw sat next to Prism Hollow, panting. Is your head okay? It's okay. It's okay. We did it, Prism. You look like you got into a big fight. She closed her eyes, feeling the warmth of Tangle. At least you're okay. Yeah, I'll always be here, she hummed. You better be, she chuckled. Laughing hurts, she whined. He glanced to the massive cats. All of it looked like one shape of chaos. The clan was safe now, but at what cost? Was it worth losing a mother? What? What?